Welcome, food travelers. I'm Micah.
And I'm Simon.
We are back in Los Angeles, and in this video, we're headed to the Perfect Storm, which is located in Redondo Beach.
Yeah, when we first got here, we took the Uber from the hotel and headed out towards the beach. It was a pretty windy day, but not too bad overall because it was still pretty warm. So I was actually really happy to go see the beach and kind of check that out. Since it's been quite a while since I've been back to California beachside town.
Yeah, and for the hours of operation at this restaurant, they're actually open 7 days a week, all 7 days. Monday, Tuesday, they're open 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Wednesday, Thursdays, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 10:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. And we actually came here for the all-you-can-eat lobster night, which is only for Wednesdays to Saturday nights.
Yeah, and I don't remember if you mentioned, but we did make reservations, so that's definitely something that is something you need to do because I believe it's required. And kind of when we started out, from the order, we actually got some, I would say like a trio of appetizers. And included in the appetizers were shrimp cocktail, crab dip, and macaroni and cheese was kind of a carb side dish, and then also some salmon spread.
Yeah, so as Simon mentioned, we did have to make reservations, and that is $25 per person as part of the deposit to reserve your table. And for Wednesday, Thursdays, it's $135 per person for the lobster nights, and for Friday, Saturdays, it's $145 per person. And that $50 deposit is supposed to go towards the main bill of the meal.
And kind of for me, Micah, one of the things that kind of stood out was that there was no time limit. That I really, really appreciated because, just kind of when you get that time limit, you kind of feel rushed and you're eating through everything. But in this case, it was kind of like, you ate at a nice leisurely pace. That's, whatever pace you want to set. And then you just were able to keep ordering, more and more items as they come in. And, on occasion, the waiter or waitress would come over and say, hey, do you want us to, set up the next batch of lobsters to come in? So I thought that was really great. And I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I agree, Simon. As much as you want, lobsters pretty much is what they mentioned on their website. They are 1.5 pound Maine lobsters, and they do serve it, I think, 4 lobsters per tin bucket. So I think we had 12 lobsters that night?
Yeah, I had 3, maybe 4. I couldn't remember exactly. I know we had this discussion, but maybe I just had so much lobster I couldn't remember exactly. But I definitely did enjoy the lobster. One thing they do is that they do slice the tail in half, so you don't have to worry about cracking the back of the tail, which is very convenient.
Yeah, I think that's also another way for them to grill it too. Is so that I know they put some sort of seasoning on it too, and just without the butter, you could taste it. I don't exactly know what it was though.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but it seemed like there was some creaminess to it, and definitely there was some saltiness, which of course went well with the sweetness of the lobster meat itself. And of course, they give you the classic butter to dip in as well, so that was also very good.
And I think that lemon that they had, that was really good too. I think they put something on that to season it, so when you do squeeze into the lobster, it gives it a little bit more flavor.
Yeah, and as you can kind of see, it's on the dark side, so they do grill that lemon too, so they do dip it or put in some kind of seasoning along with it and then grill it up, and then they serve it with the lobster itself. And as you kind of pour it in, you get that nice citrus tart to the sweetness, so it's a very nice balance. Definitely as you're kind of going through and you kind of want to change the flavor of the lobster a little bit, it gives you all these different options to kind of play around with, so you can kind of get as much different kind of whole lobster taste that you want.
Yeah, and as you see here in this video, we're eating like towards the daytime, or not really daytime, but like early evening time, and it's still pretty light out. And as we eat here and eat more and more lobster, it gets darker and darker.
Yeah, it did feel like we spent a good amount of time there. I'd gotta say like 2.5 to 3 hours it felt like, and as I mentioned earlier, there's just no rush, so it felt really nice where you're kind of picking away and working at all of the lobsters, but you don't feel that I need to go through and get everything done quickly and get the heck out of here, because they're always coming in, checking on you and making sure they want to get you out. But in this case, there wasn't that at all, and it was pretty leisurely, so it was a nice meal to have something for all you can eat lobster.
Yeah, it was actually quite the opposite as what you mentioned of rushing you. They're still kind of monitoring you and seeing, oh, do you want more lobster? Oh, okay, we'll get the next batch set for you.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of the only thing that they ever kind of seemed like they kind of watched over, was not to try to get you out, but kind of to watch to make sure, they got to go grill up the new set of lobsters, so they want to kind of time it right where they're watching to see, okay, how far along you are on your meal, and then they'll come in and say, hey, do you want us to throw another batch up, and then we'll get that out. And then of course it makes the timing really nice, where in between, after you're finishing one set, the new set's already been cooked, and then once you're almost about done wrapping up, where you're just wrapped up one set of the lobsters, another one would just get dropped off.
I kind of wish they would have those in buffets, like an actual specialty drop-off, and just get as much as you want. That would be pretty awesome. But like one thing I kind of wish they did was give us wet wipes or some sort of like gloves, because the lobster are really, really good, but it's kind of sticky.
Yeah, like as we mentioned earlier, they're kind of soaked in something, and we're not exactly sure. It seems maybe some butter already mixed with some other spices and herbs. But yeah, definitely it's not coming in dry, so there's some wetness to it. And so as you're kind of digging through, breaking off claws and pulling pieces off and digging through, you do get kind of dirty hands. And we kind of did ask for some wet wipes, but they didn't have any. So we, at certain times actually had to get up and head over to the restroom to kind of wash off, and then kind of restart yourself to kind of get your hands dirty back again as you dig through more lobster.
And another thing I thought was pretty interesting is they did not give us an empty bucket for the shells. We actually had to ask for that. I kind of assumed if you're offering a service like this, you would have that ready, and it's not something that you would have to request for.
Yeah, I agree. Especially at the beginning. I know when we were kind of going through, you're leaving the lobster head, and then the shell from the lobster tail and the claws. And at the beginning, I was leaving it on my plate, and you can actually kind of see in the video as we were eating through, my plate was getting full, and I didn't know where else to put it. So then I started putting it back into the tin buckets that they provided that the lobsters came in. So then that kind of went in with some of the new lobster, and things kind of got all mixed up. And then of course we did ask them for a tin for the excess shells, and they did bring it over, of course. And then it just kind of made it a lot easier, because we just kind of piled in all of our shells into that one tin, and they would bring a new tin with all the new lobsters, and it just made the eating process much nicer.
Since we were here for such a long time, you can actually see like the propane fire going in our background too, and I think that's nice. Definitely give us some nice warmth as it gets colder towards the night. Even though it's in California, you don't really expect it, but because you're by the ocean, it does get a little bit chilly there.
Yeah, definitely the vibe there was nice. It does have that beachside vibe that is really, just comforting. So, it was kind of had that chill feeling to it, so I did enjoy it. It was very good. I did enjoy the restaurant, and definitely I would like to come back at another time, and hopefully in that time, they do provide you some additional things, as we mentioned earlier, in terms of, wet wipes and things like that. Definitely a restaurant I would recommend if your budget definitely allows you to go in and enjoy some all-you-can-eat lobster. And to wrap up the episode, are our notables, and unfortunately for this episode, we did not have any notables. If you've enjoyed the content you've seen, don't forget to support the channel and hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see additional pictures of food and our travels, go over to our Instagram page and follow us there. And thanks for watching.